What's up everybody and welcome back to another Hearthstone video. In this one we're ranking the transfer student effects across all Hearthstone boards. Ranking them from worst to best. Starting off with the last spot, coming in as 27th, we have the Stormwind board's transfer student, a 2-2 Noble Divine Shield Fox. It's a nice little effect but nothing out of the ordinary for 2 crystals. Moving on to the 26th spot, we have the Catacombs board's transfer student. A 2-2 Battlecry minion which recruits a minion that costs 2 or less. Sadly, relying on this effect isn't enough to build a deck around it, as it could in theory pull out your other transfer student or different Battlecry minion from your deck, possibly turning into a misplay. However, even in such a case it would be 2 minions with a combined stat of at least 3-3. Going to our 25th spot, we have the Museum board's transfer student from the League of Explorers expansion. A 2-2 Battlecry minion which when played discovers a new basic hero power. A good effect but not always useful sadly, as in today's Hearthstone world there are too many upgraded and special hero powers. Next, coming in as 24th, we have the Gadgetem board's transfer student. A 2-2 Battlecry minion which buffs a minion in your hand +2/+2 when played. Summing them together comes up to 4-4 for 2 crystals, which is a fairly strong effect but nothing too crazy. Moving on to the 23rd spot in our rankings, we have the Outland board's transfer student. A dormant type minion which when awoken deals 3 damage to 2 random enemy minions. Good for a bit of field clean but nothing you can really rely on, as it stays dormant for 2 turns. Going to our 22nd spot is the Old Gods transfer student from the Whispers of the Old Gods expansion. A 2-2 Battlecry which spends all your remaining mana and summons a random minion at that cost. A good effect to fill in any turn. Next on the list, coming in as 21st, we have the Udum Tomb's transfer student, a 2-2 Reborn minion. Useful in many situations, causing your opponent to have to double hit it. Moving on to our 20th spot, it's the Pandarian board's transfer student, a 2-2 Battlecry minion which buffs a friendly minion +1/+2. Very useful for trading and board control overall. Going down to our 19th spot, we have the Unguru Battlefield's transfer student, a 2-2 Battlecry Adept minion. A good effect because you have some control over it. Next in our list we have the Darkmoon Fair's transfer student. It's a 2-2 Corrupt minion which when corrupted becomes a 4-4 for 2 crystals. Nothing too out of the ordinary here, but still, a 4-4 for 2 crystals is pretty good. Moving on to the 17th spot is the Rastakhan's transfer student, a 2-2 Rush minion with Overkill draw a card. Very nice, always good to keep your deck moving forward, yep. Going to our 16th spot, we have the Goblins vs Gnomes transfer student, a 2-2 Battlecry and Death Rattle minion which adds a spare part to your hand when played and when it dies. So 2 cards out of this 1 card, which is always nice. These are all the possible spare parts and some of them are pretty powerful. Next on our 15th spot is the Orgrimmar's transfer student, a 2-2 Battlecry which deals 2 damage to a character of your choosing. Always good to have one of these effects lying around, very useful for control and whatnot. Moving on to the number 14 spot, we have the Stranglethorn's transfer student, a 2-2 Stealth minion with Poisonous. Always good to have such a dangerous minion in your arsenal. Going to the 13th spot, we have the Grand Tournament's transfer student, a 2-2 Inspire minion which draws a card when you use your hero power. As I said earlier, always good to keep your deck moving forward. Next on our 12th spot, we have the Black Rock's transfer student. With an effect similar to the legendary Emperor Thaurissan, it's a 2-2 minion which at the end of your turn reduces the cost of a random card in your hand by 2. With a couple of towns in front of it, this could pump out some good value, as it's basically a 2-2 for 0 crystals after its first turn. Moving on to the 11th spot, it's the Naxxramas transfer student, a 2-2 Death Rattle minion which adds a random Death Rattle card to your hand when it dies. An awesome effect with the chance to snowball effect a bunch of value down the road, if you get lucky with the Death Rattle minion you get. Going to the top 10 effects for this cute little fox, coming in as number 10 we have the Dauran's transfer student, a 2-2 Battlecry minion which adds a random lackey to your hand when played. And we all know that most lucky effects are either really useful or kinda broken. Going to our number 9 spot is the Witchwood's Transfer Student, a 2-2 Echo minion with Rush. An awesome effect, there is no doubt. Perfect for board control and pressure. Overall a very reliable effect. Moving on to the 8th spot, we have the Excavation Sites Transfer Student from the League of Explorers expansion. A 2-2 battlecry minion which adds a random weapon to your hand when played. A good effect for control and maybe a little pressure. Next, in our 7th spot is the Udum City's Transfer Student, which when played adds a random Udum Plague spell to your hand. One of these powerful spells. Going to the 6th spot, we have the Dragon Blights Transfer Student, a 2-2 battlecry which discovers a dragon when played. And we all know that half the legendaries are dragons, like literally. Stepping in the top 5, we have the Karazhan's Transfer Student, a 2-2 battlecry minion which adds a random Karazhan portal spell to your hand when played. And yet again, one of these powerful spells. Moving on to the 4th spot, we have the Boomsday's Transfer Student, a basic 2-2 taunt which if played when you have 10 crystals becomes a powerful 7-7 taunt for 2 crystals. Which is pretty great. Definitely one of my personal favorites. Next, coming in as 3rd, we have the Skullman's Academy's Transfer Student, a 2-2 battlecry which adds a random dual class card to your hand when played. And most of the dual class cards are really broken and or useful. Going to the 2nd spot in our rankings, we have the Baron's Transfer Student, a 2-2 battlecry minion which adds a random ranked spell to your hand. And these ranked spells are pretty well scaled, going to broken as fudge on 10 crystals. Lastly, coming in as our number 1, numero uno, top dog, the best of the best, we have the Icecrown Transfer Student, a 2-2 Death Rattle minion which adds a random Death Knight card to your hand when it dies. One of these ridiculously powerful spells. And that's it. So which one of these effects is your personal favorite? Do you agree or disagree with the list? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, press that subscribe button as it helps the channel a lot. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.